It was a week before the Gold Cup and I had to make some drastic changes to this bike ready for the event. So I set about the job by stripping and cleaning the carbs. I put them back together with a new carb service kit. Last time we had problems with shit in the tank, so I cleaned all the tank out and I put a new fresh tank liner in the tank, and that solved that problem. I replaced the petcock because that had a bodge repair on it, and I also replaced the seal on the bottom of the tank. The next job was the radiator. So I got an aftermarket radiator for the bike. This was off a Kawasaki. I had to make some modifications to it. I cut that aluminium pipe you can see there on the end. I turned it upside down and I TIG welded it back on. It pipes straight up to the bike, absolutely perfect, like it was made for the job. Here's another picture. Look at that, fits absolutely perfect. Absolutely made for the job. I also made David some new stickers for the bike. I thought he'd like that. Something else I got for the bike was a new Dynajet quick shifter. Nice. That was my best Mike Tyson impression out of The Hangover, by the way. So I got the quick shifter fitted to the bike, I loaded it up in the back of the van, and we took it up the Dales for a spin. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage of taking the bike for a spin up the Dales because I've since destroyed a phone. It was the morning of the Gold Cup, and all I could hear outside next to my van was a voice saying, "Wakey, wakey." Jacko had landed. I got up, got my shit together, and had a walk about while Jacko found somewhere to park. There's Lee Brocklebank, look. So it was a fresh morning, not many people up. I thought I'd have a wander about, went to the toilet, did what I needed to do. Checked on the bike and everything. Everything's always good at Oliver's. Good people here, it's like one big family. I got the bike uncovered, I pulled it out, and it was time for Jacko to take it for scrutineering.
I've got some dinner in the van. We've got some steak. Wow. Oh, I didn't bring a fucking chair either. Fuck my life.
We've got two. We'll have to take it in turns. Take it you want to sit down now, David?
We've sat down driving here all morning, mate.
Attention paddock, this is your third and final call from Classic Super.
As kids, some, and then Peter said, "We need somebody to do the commentary at Scarborough on a Saturday, because Ben Flom won't do Saturday racing. He has a bike shop and he won't leave it." So that's how I got involved here. There was nothing to do really on the Sunday except make a nuisance of myself around the paddock. And then I bought, for 1,200 quid, yeah, believe it or not, a radio mic, like these. One of the first ones seen, I think, at racetracks, because they didn't know how they went from there to there and everywhere. Anyway, that was me started, and Ben when the original man up top there was Eddie Fitch in those days. Fabulous gent. Who spoke frightfully Persian now, but he'd been privately educated, but he was one of the boys. And he was a great guy, and a big help to me. He said to Peter, that is the man who needs to be here when I pack in. So Peter first brought Fred Clark, I think. Fred didn't go down all that well. They thought he was having a heart attack when he was commentating on a warm-up lap. And he got overexcited. And then he tried a few other people, flew some in from the Isle of Man, and eventually I was promoted to the hot seat up there.
Didn't know anything about this. And, Mike didn't know anything about it, but
It's alright.
I can only apologise.
he's a damn good racer on 2 wheels and 3 wheels. And it's all
So due to losing footage and not being able to race on the Sunday, sadly that's the only footage we've got at Oliver's Mount Gold Cup 2024. Here's some footage of us waiting to race on the Sunday, but sadly it didn't happen. Come 4 o'clock, it come over the tannoy, we couldn't race, we just had to pack up and go home. I'll leave you with some photos of David racing at the Gold Cup, courtesy of all the photographers that took the pictures and sent them to David via Facebook.
In a world of trials, with a sky that's dark, in the land of idols that all fall apart, when the darkness crumbles from the mighty sound of a voice that calls us until we're finally found, till we're finally found. Standing in your presence now, torn apart.